Addo letter or issue your response. Details of petition Professor Kwaku Asare. At the court, say you remove. Now share the kind of legal knowledge and Addo exhibit at the respondo Professor Kwaku Asare compared to when Abaye the removal with the same allegation. So I have a question for the lawyers in the country. So one, the first petition to the president, a former president, I know what by and say Chief Justice. Bibisa Ghana for lawyers know. I almost say Chief Justice removal no, I grounded in law no. Yedi kind a first petition. Ekoye bra na Addo danko akofo Addo teso. Say Chief Justice atutu kwan ni kunu ni ayia. Eye judicial travel policy eye den. Eda honom ema judiciary for Chief Justice ne na se for policy eda. A first petition with the same grounds ye dismiss it. Not the same as a different person. I repeated the same petition to a new president Awaba. I'm imagine so say I fed the premier facie case. President Akufo Addo pencil issue should be see. Na say Bogua. President Mahama Timiba ever relitigate. Relitigate those issues. No, succeed dia. Abada ya president say. President be obaba in the future bian. Any decisions biya. President Mahama beteki. I will Jubilee House will be an. Obisu to me a review, a setting aside, a restore, a reinstate. Petitions na me no aka first Chief Justice no. One file petition no say oye Chief Justice and no file tian. I ongoing. Now the Chief Justice has been removed. And this on petition na aka mo say mo kwa kwatoaso no. Mo kwa kwatoaso on what basis? You file a petition against Master Chief Justice. 3 petitions. Ba ko magina so they are removing me. Mo we am say they aka no. Mo ba face date no mo kwa kwatoaso. Mo kwa kwatoaso on what basis? Because you file petition tiana as a Chief Justice. Say ya mame araba saba toko no betie me. I was 7 years to retire as a Justice of the Supreme Court. Per the constitutional requirement, he's supposed to retire at the age of 70.
Ebusiama Cosmo Okwaba Enfama K Black Media. Yenya chance say na ye amonyosem de ko de ba e memu ebusia yetimi edbesomo. Na ebusia nyina ye bekaya nanse adamu na Ghana mampani His Excellency John Dramani Mahama esem se jata e de krata ba bon tin ni nyina kire se Chief Justice yema mituko no the dwumadi ananse ye mpani formal suspension afedi definitely the dwumadi no afedi ontumi ekura enibiem na ebusia ehon sampa ba de nanse adamu yehu se Owura Vincent lawyer edema otafo edna no betutu mu be ka se ye ma me here review so otimi court kire se ensamo petition me de ko man se ni dibra wodie no enwie peye nti onko na omo san ko hwe ensam bi abusua ene da sole ya Owura Abronye enso otimi atuja de akoside wo ensam ben no ka ni nsam nyina kire se ye nyina be ka ya na MPP aban ewo power no enipa ko bi sa atwa krata de koi se ye ma metuko no ye mpam no na Addo danko Akufo Addo eje krata na pe e no pe baabi etotwene ye kire se de amoka no ye gitum baabi a enye ye na ye dan e na afa de JDM ye twabodo amonyo ko ni tumi de Ghana mfo nyina e de kokromoti e de Owura John Dramani Mahama e ba tumi so a afa de obusa se adenti na krata na Addo danko ahwe mu ohu se emwa se ye ma me de emwa no e de enti e na Owura John Dramani Mahama etimi age sa krata no ene edipakuo bi akoha baabi agya tum se ye ma me nyina omoyi na free akunya so no ne obusa wo se enyina so ben ena busua Ghana mampani wa otumi di ye ma me tuko no e free na konya so na busua ejade Owura yi atumi atobi abusua yenkotie di ja watimi ato e de akobi Ghana mampani akachi
January 2025 na Addo letter or issue your response. Details of petition Professor Kwaku Asare at the court say you remove. Now share the kind of legal knowledge and Addo exhibit at the respondo Professor Kwaku Asare compared to when Abaye the removal with the same allegation. So I have a question for the lawyers in the country. So one, the first petition to the president, a former president, I know what by mu, and say, Chief Justice, Bibisa Ghana for lawyers know. I almost say, Chief Justice removal no, I grounded in law no. Near the kind, a first petition, a koye bra na Addo danko akofo Addo teso say Chief Justice atutu kwan ni kunu ni ayi a eye judicial travel policy eye den eda honom ema judiciary for Chief Justice ne na se for policy eda ho. Now grants wa Kwaku ansans ay Kwaku Asare Rezi ye Professor Asare Rezi ye e ni petition mu aye dismiss ye no. The same grounds and Daniel Ofori Rezi ye ne e ni petition mu a ye de dismiss Justice Araba Esaba Tokuno. And my question is, more lawyers no so far more divided opinion in this issue no. A first petition with the same grounds you dismiss it. Not the same person, a different person. I repeated the same petition to a new president Awaba. I'm a marginal to say I feel the premier facie case woman. Mariveti and I'm casting my mind into the issue of estoppel res judicata mana. Say asema yedida. The same grounds, the same issues against that same party. Yetimi relitigate case ya yakwako lusu. The only difference, I said this time no, one party as a sign, but the same grounds, the same issues, the same format, the same allegations. I dismiss it under Akufo-Addo pencil say new basis with a proper legal reasoning. No, yet Timmy repeated the same issues, no, with a new president in office. And I know that this time no. Sir, previous petition with the same grounds, no, and they frivolous, no, and then new president by Benya grounds. I'm a dear removal. More I revert more back to more mind to the issue of estoppel judicata mana. Yebisamo. Because you have to put your mind on that issue. Sa sema yedi dano. President Akufo-Addo pencil issue should be see na se bogua. President Mahama timiba ebe relitigate. Relitigate those issues no. Eme succeed dia. Abada ye president say. President be obeba in the future biano. Any decisions biya. President Mahama beteki ewo Jubilee House wo biano. Obisu to me a review, a setting aside, a restore, a reinstate. Now, my catcher say, there are other petitions here. Moba conclude. Chief Justice no. Petitions na me no aka Chief Justice no. One file petition no. Say oye Chief Justice and no file tiano. Ongoing. Now the Chief Justice has been removed. And it is our petition on what basis? You file a petition against me as a Chief Justice. 3 petitions. But imagine so they are removing me. Move I must say the akano. Move facilitate no more on what basis? Because you file a petition as a Chief Justice. Me ameti ye. Say ya mame araba saba toko no betie me a. I was 7 years to retire as a justice of the Supreme Court. Per the constitutional requirement, he's supposed to retire at the age of 70. Only me betie me because so kind petition no kind year. Na say who you so proper legal reasoning na nya propaganda na obe attach to it there. Petition say omo de call ye no nyina no was about her office and her position as a Chief Justice. All the 3 petitions were about ne position as a Chief Justice. And yet, say, as a Justice of the Supreme Court. Because most position as a Chief Justice, and ordinary 2 years until he should be removed as a Chief Justice. And they are removed. And as a warrant, the warrant issued by the President John Dramani Mahama on 1st September 2025, the warrant clearly no a woman said the Chief Justice was removed as a Chief Justice. Yamame Araba Esaba Tokono was removed as a Chief Justice and not as a Justice of the Supreme Court. The warrant, I am so vivid on that. And Timuamo Kase, I will lose media legal reasoning or more propaganda legal reasoning binuma man for mano meno munya adwene. So who for the proper interpretation of even the warrant now? Say she was removed as a Chief Justice and not as a Justice of the Supreme Court. And therefore Yamame Justice Araba Esaba Tokono should stay as a Justice of the Supreme Court. Still our position at the Supreme Court. And Obetuma resume Aduma and ne. Because President Mahama and remove as a Justice of the Supreme Court. Now the position ye appointee no ana yam fan say yaji ayede afri ninsam. So that officer all kwakwa aduma like any other Justice of the Supreme Court, that office is still there. And me de obetie me a onko non konkotenam no nya na dwuma said the Justice of the Supreme Court na on retire na onko fie onyame ne mre na ye mrepa na se ye sha obi achi e ma nipa no edi trogu so a ye sha obi achi e de atata to so a onyankopon fa ne boa on tonentem na mom ye na mo isi ye nipa de bibi bia e beba ye life mu bia no esese tenase ne ebisa se e den na me ye ya saa de we eto me nti otie me a onya gidie wɔ nanim sai ebe ye no nkoye na dwuma as a Justice of the Supreme Court no nkofie after all or start all ayi High Court and wabrumu akọ Court of Appeal and odi akọ Supreme Court enti onkonkoye na dwuma na nyame boa no nyame mana hoden ebo no ho ban nyame so be mana hoden amu oduru nyame be mana kukuduru amu oduru nyame be mana akoma pa akoma foforo be wohoro na akoma amma no one na busua no nyina hoden foforo no de akwakoye adwuma as Justice of the Supreme Court on tramu eninasem na onko me de mafutu na nyame mre ena ye mrepa yasem nyina ye de ewo yitim yemfa akonya we so na ye na yahwefo ne yatiefo nyina ase se nefie yi wo magimre atie ye na da bia wo magimre tie ye biara no treda mponkwame emoye nyina ho ban ebra ye ko weekends yi ne ebeye osan osefo ne fidi som onyankopon no enkan ho ne ye montra ye de owu adaka si anima enye enkwatenten emaye na onyankopon moye nyina ho ban ba biara weekends yi mahwefo ne matiefo enam biara treda mponkwame no emoye ho nyina ban
abusia wo wura Abronye ja wo ton de nya jaketwa ebusa se na petition mu gina so krata cross dua se wodi ni kunu etukwan ana se wo promote obi e wo kwa bi so no ene ye maame wɔsrɛw sada Ghana man pani ka wɔn deɛ yɛ chopa adwenkyɛ no wɔkyerɛ ɛbɛyɛ yɛ yiwo free chief justice a wɔdwuma amɔ na so wɔdwuma nsi go back to court hɔ na wodi odwuma die adwuma bebre hɔ a betumi akɔ yɛ nti kɔ na kɔto odwuma sɛ yɛsɛ man yɛ chief justice adwuma bi ewudi a ɛne na wo yɛ adwuma wɔ court deɛ kɔ na wɔn deɛ wɔn te Ghana man pani ase sɛ adan na petition a yɛgyina so ayi chief justice free hɔ no yɛre kɔma na dan kwa akufo ado ohwe mu hu sɛ ɛntɔso mu na yɛdan ɛna owura JDM Ghana man pani atimi agye atomu abusua wɔn gya owura Abronye atumi ato abusua bɛdi kan ka kyerɛ sɛ comment section hɔ yɛ ɔdia indecent way fa wadwen kyerɛ ɛhyɛ hɔ ɛba amonyɔsɛm a adwen kyerɛ mpaboa size obi a wɔ na adwen nyansa fa kɔ yɛbɛtumi akenkan de ama adɔma no unya mi aso mi aso kone fama me na subscribe ma ye na share ma afoforo enye bi abusua ma me na wase time to kuhwe K Black Media abusua makra mo